welcome. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Thank you for joining me this evening. We have a really fun card that's a little bit different, and it's another way I should say, to get rid of your scrap pieces of paper. So we have this beautiful paper, the Masterfully made, and I have a lot of packs of these because I really like the paper a lot. And we are going to use up some scraps. I pulled a few out, but I'll show you what I did. And you can use a lot of different scrap pieces and stuff with it. So let me just fix my chat here. I'm going to change it to live chat. Hi, Melanie, Annie, Marcia, Barbara. How hot is it in Clovis? I think it's like 107, 108. Let me look real quick. It's probably a lot cooler now than it was, but I'll pull that up. Hi, Leslie, how are you? Hi, Carrie. Hi, Barbara, Roz, how are you? Hi, Kathy. Oh, Paula, I love this paper too. It looks like it's 104 now, and the high today was 104, but this is the next few days. Let's see if you can see that. 107, 110, 11, 10, 6, 5, 7, 6, and then 104. So it has dropped a little bit, which is good because we were in the 112, 113, 111 even. And so luckily it's cooled off a little bit. I was outside for a while today and it was nice. It had a nice breeze, so it wasn't too bad. Hi, Trina, how are you? So we have a few updates. First, I want to talk about the trucking along. So I've had a lot of people ask me because it was available, it wasn't, it was available, it wasn't. So this is kind of what happens is the first thing that wasn't available, I believe, was the punch, or excuse me, the stamp set. But Stampin' Up makes their own stamps. So we had a little bit of time and they got it back. And then they were able to get more back. So it kind of went back and forth a little bit. Now the punch is unavailable. And we told you from the very beginning that this set is an exclusive only. So we only get, they get so many of them in, and, it just depends on what people like, what people want. So now the punch is out. So the punch is going to take a lot longer because, of course, they don't make the punches. So it is going to be October before the punch is available. But I will tell you that I love the stamp set. And, of course, I love the punch because it punches out the truck. But I'm not a huge fan of building the truck. I prefer to just punch my image out that I'm going to stamp. So with that being said, especially if you're going to be doing the class, and I was going to do one that you build, but because of the issue, I probably won't, because you can figure that. I'll probably show you one, but it won't be one of my projects. But I will show you how to do it, and so you'll have it if you do have the punch. But I would still buy your stamp set because it has a lot of great things in it. It has a lot of, the uses for it, but you can easily cut out the truck. So I would highly recommend getting that. And I would definitely recommend getting it today. Hopefully you saw my blog post and know that today stamps are 15% off. These are stamps from the main catalog. Okay, so the main annual catalog are the 15% off. So if there's any stamp sets you've been thinking about getting, now would be the time because they are on sale. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Hi, Carol. Oh no, Melanie, Debbie is in the hospital with double pneumonia. So sorry. Yes, prayers for Debbie for sure, everybody. Okay, so right, Kathy, it is a fun stamp set, so I can't wait to get those projects going. Right now, I have 3 of my bingo projects created, and I really like them. So you have to understand that I'll make a card, and if I don't really like it, I don't put it in bingo or my class. So bingo is the 16th. So you can sign up for that through the blog post. There's also a link below. You can join through there. And it is going to be a lot of fun. So 4 projects, 4 big prizes. Again, they're $100 prizes. And of course, you're paying the $40. That is for the projects in the class. So you'll get the kits in the mail and you will watch bingo. I explain it all at the beginning. You can always go back and watch one of my older bingos and kind of get an idea of what bingo entails. So hopefully you'll do that and then want to join because we do have a lot of fun. Hi Marianne, how are you? Okay, so that is bingo. Trucking along, I told you about that. The sale today, don't miss out. That's today only. August, Facebook. Oh, August is going to be super busy for me. I have family all month. I plan on doing videos like normal, but things happen. So it just depends on what the family wants to do while they're here and all of that. They have other family to visit. And so if they're visiting on a day that I can get a video in, then I will. Because we're going to be getting our holiday stuff and I want to start, showing you that to me behind because I like doing that in July. So I will work on that. But if I'm not able to do a video, I will leave a post on my business Facebook page, which is Marcie Besecker Designs. So please go over there and like that. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell for the notifications here because I may pop in at another time and another day. And I always try to do lives, so I don't want you to miss the live so we can chat. Hello, Nicole, how are you? Hi, Debbie. Hi, Lisa. And Wendy, how are you? Okay, so that is it about August. It's going to be a little crazy because I have my daughter and her family, our youngest daughter, her family, my brother and his family, his wife, kids, and grandkids. And then at the end of the month, I go to backstage. So August is crazy, and I'm trying to do swaps too. So, and classes and bingo. So there's that. Okay, I think that is it. Obviously, I have the Hey Chuck. Those are my sneak peeks. That class is still available. It's not until July 27th. The kits will be going out this week. So I want if you guys can register. It does say RSVP by the 15th. Forget the free gift thing. You're going to get a free gift if you register because classes are going to be different than bingo. I'm thinking, but I do need to make sure I have them in stock because if you RSVP late, then your kit might be a little later because I don't have your free gift, and I'm kind of undecided about that for class because I want to make sure you get everything and get it on time and all that good stuff. So I still have to record the video and do the PDF. I'm in the middle of the PDF. So I made your DSP Christmas card in HU5. Oh, good, Marilee. Did you have fun? I hope so because I love making DSP. You could do a live while designing, showing us your process. 2 birds with 1 stone. I could, Melanie, but I want the cards to be a surprise. So that's the hard part. But for my classes, if you're meaning for my video cards, I will probably do that because I may just craft on the fly depending on whatever day I have available to craft. So that is a good point, and I probably will because then you'll see my crazy brain, how I come up with things. Thank you, Lisa, for liking my video. I do appreciate that very much. Okay, so that was the Hey Chuck. The Trucking Along, again, is a class going to be at the end of August. Oh, look at there. I put August. I just made this. RSVP by the 15th, but I didn't put the date down. And I think it's like the 27th of August, something like that. Again, don't forget that the dates for the classes are just my dates that I need to get everything to you. So you'll have the kits already mailed by that date. And then I make sure I email you your PDF and your video link. And don't forget the video link is private. because it's just for those that pay for the class. All right. Hi, Marcia. How are you? I hope you had a fabulous birthday last week. Okay, so let's get busy. I want to show you what I did. There's a couple different ways to do this card. You do need what's needed. Family is important. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Yeah, I'm excited to see my brother. I have to quickly tell you, he does not like the heat. He moved from here when he was younger. Well, he's going to be 68 this year. So he does not like the heat. And so I can't believe he's coming in August. But I tell him, if you have a pool and solar, what does it matter? So he rented a house, like an Airbnb with a pool and solar. So I think he'll be fine. He'll probably never leave the house, but that's okay. Luckily, it's close to me. All right, so let's get started. So this card was a lot of fun. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I love the torn paper look of this paper. I love the colors. I love everything about it. And so I decided, okay, I want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to add some sparkle. I did add some sequins on here because they match great. These sequins, right, where are they? Right here. So these are the sequins. Oh, and I forgot to put them on my supply list, so I will. These are the adhesive backed sequin trio. And I think it goes great with this paper because this paper has a lot of, maybe not particularly this, it has some right here, pretty peacock. But it also has pinks, and then the white is really pretty too. So I just added some pink so in person you can see some sparkle. But I also really love adding the gold. And so I did not heat emboss this. I did it a little bit of a different technique. I forgot to add on the list, but I will, the heat and stick powder, which is great for this technique. I, for whatever reason, cannot find mine anywhere. So I'm going to have to, and I have two. I just have to find them. But what was funny is I decided to do it this way first anyway. And just a few minutes ago, I said, ooh, I should pull out the heat and stick and at least show you the difference. But it's not with all my embossing powder. So I don't know. I think when I moved into this room, I must have put it someplace safe. Well, you know how that goes. So let's get busy. I'm going to show you what I did. We're going to use, of course, the Gorgeously Made bundle. It comes with a suite, of course, which is, again, this paper here. And what I really like about these pouches from Stampin' Storage is you can put more than one package in here. So I usually open one, but then once I start needing more papers from a new pack, I just kind of put them in. I put all my scraps in the front so I can go through that first to pull out what I need. The other paper that I pulled out is the white center, because really that is what this paper does, is you rip the paper, and I'll show you, and you can see the white, and that's what this paper does too. And so we are going to use that. All right, so those are the things we're going to use. So let me bring in, we have our Berry Burst paper, which I'm loving in this color. Our regular 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. Our 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 for the front of this. Or you know what? I think this is actually 4 by 5 1/4, and that's okay. But let me just double check something. Because my scraps, okay, I'm going to do another piece of paper and I'm going to cut it the right size. I have it bigger, so it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and there's a reason. So let's start here. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. All right, so that'll go on the top. I have a stack of the 4 by 5 1/4 next to me, but the reason I did this is because I already tore a bunch of papers, and these are my scraps from yesterday, and they're already cut at 4. So this is the white paper, the white center paper, and this is Fresh Freesia. Melanie, I love the gilded leafing also. Is it in with your embossing powders? No, I looked and it's not there. Yeah, it's not there. I don't know what I did. I left it in the little thing with this little Ziploc, so I would know it's completely separate, and it stayed very fresh so that when I used it. But I'll explain how that's used. So here's our pieces right here. Now here's some scraps I had from yesterday, and I could probably use this one. I'm going to cut this to 4 inches because we will probably use this piece right here. And I'll cut that to 4, and that way I don't have to cut the larger one. And then I am going to have to cut the larger one because I like a bigger piece. Oh, we could use this one probably. No, we won't. Okay, so how I started is I wanted a pretty good size piece, like half of it. So I'm going to, this is what I want, this part right here. So I'm going to pull this towards me. Okay, so I'm just going to start it here and see how you see white right there. Just kind of pull it towards you, kind of get the angle you want. And I want to kind of come up on this other side. So it just kind of comes down right there. And that's probably not big enough, but that's okay. We're going to use that. We could turn this one over and use this one. Okay, we're going to do something else. Let me think a second. I want this longer, and I'll show you why. So let me cut another piece. This is how my thought process is. Hi, Olivia. All right, so we're going to do 4. All right, so here we go. Let's try that again because I want it a lot longer, and there's a reason, because if you look at this card, I left that space here to put a sentiment on. Okay. Let's see, I'm sure you've talked about the cute little, oh, this one, you know what, Kathy, this was, Stampin' Up! Had them when I rejoined. It was the free gift that they gave. It was our incentive to sign during celebration, and that's when I got this. But they don't have them anymore. We've been begging for them to come back, so hopefully someday they will, but for now they're not. All right, so this paper has the white core, so I'm just going to kind of trim this edge a little bit. It's got a little bit of rough edges. But if you can find one somewhere, because I know they're sold every once in a blue moon, it's totally worth it. All right, so I'm going to cut this one pretty far down now. I'm going to cut it pretty down and then up like this. Okay, that's better. That's what I want. Now, this could be used for the bottom portion. So we will do that. Again, this paper gives you a little, and plus, you know what, I always keep saying, to be honest, like I'm going to lie. My trimmer, I've been using a lot of bedazzle paper for a project, so it's kind of, All right, so we're going to hold on to this and just set this piece aside. All right, so now what we're going to do, I like that one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our piece of paper that has this. So see how you have the white paper right there? And see how this one's not white? This is because this is our cardstock and we don't have the white center in our cardstock. This is a special paper that's called white center. So that's why this one has the white center. So you can see the DSP on here and then our regular paper, and it looks like it goes like this because of the print. But I just want this centerpiece. So again, I'm going to pull towards me, and I don't really care about this piece. I want this pretty white piece. So right above it, I'm just going to cut it like that. And if you bring it towards you, you get bigger white pieces. So on here at the bottom, I want the yellow, and I'm going to go with just a little bit of this purple, not a lot. But if you pull it towards you and run it like that, you're going to get bigger white pieces, which is fine. Okay, so just kind of bring it however you want it. So there we go. There's a piece. So we're going to put this one probably right about there. All right, so I'm kind of building our piece. All right, so I have a nice spot for the sentiment. And then I'm going to pull out, we could do this one. I really like the other one. No, I like this one too. This one will be good, but it's going to go like this because it's got words on it. So I need to do it kind of little, and I'm going to pull it like this, and it just, you know, kind of get what you want. You're going to have a lot of different spaces. So I'm going to make this one thick up here, and then kind of go down and make it a little thinner right at the edge there. Okay, so it just kind of changes it up a little bit. And now, of course, I'm going to throw these away. But these right here are other pieces that, you know, we can use. Like I'm going to use this flower piece. I don't need these. These are the ones I cut, those other pieces. But if I wanted some words in here, you could add that. So I'm going to add that in my pile over here to do another card. But this stuff here, I'm going to throw those away. All right, so now what we're going to do is this is going to be moved because we're going to be putting this on here. So let's just give ourselves a little border just to kind of see how much space we have. I'm going to move that up a little bit so you can see that pretty. And it's got like a texture on it, that white center paper. See, I don't know if you can see it. It's got a little bit of a texture on it. So you can see that up here. You're going to see that right here. And then this one, we're going to put, you can tuck it under, okay, and you can go up if you want. There's a big space right there, so I think what I'm going to do is put this on here. All right. And then this one looks like it might have been too short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another one of those. And the reason is I'm going to do it, let's see, this one's pretty. No, I want more flowers because you need to cover that up because I need this spot right there. So let's pull this out. Oh wait, I have a smaller piece. Let me see if that works. See all these little pieces that I could use? Oh, this one will be fine. Oh, it's got a lot of blue. So this is kind of what I do is just pull out small pieces. Like these are smaller, like this one. That's good. These other ones are a little too small. But see, I keep them all because it's so pretty. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's see. This one is 4 inches, so we're good. So we are going to make this one bigger. So let's start with the little one up here. And I like to go down on the right some. And then this one, I'm going to make it a little bigger because we can tuck it under. So especially on this side. So I'm going to go like right here. Okay, so let's see. Oop. So now you're just going to place them and kind of figure out where you want them. Make sure everything fits. All right, we're going to put that there. This one will go under down here. I like the print. And then we're going to break up that print by, we can either put this right on top. No, we don't because we need that. We're going to go under right here, but bring it down just enough to where it covers that. Okay, so something like that is what we're going to do. And we're going to leave some of that purple there, but let's move this up. And then let's bring this. I want a little more of this to show, so I'm going to cut just a little bit of that off. Hi Margie, how are you? Okay, so just about like that. Okay. Now we're going to bring our silicone mat in. And now we're going to get messy. All right, so let's set this aside. Bring our pieces in here. All right. Put the right side up. So this one's on the top. This one's correct. This one's on the bottom. So the top and the bottom I don't cut. I want those nice straight edges so that you can line it up on your paper nicely. So let's just start with this. And now this is the messy way to do it. I'm going to tell you that right now because I don't have my heat and stick, which I didn't. I just kind of wanted to show you a different alternative. And then I decided to show you the original, what I would normally do, but I can't find it. So take your glue. Oh, look. Oh, there's white that doesn't show right here. So I'm going to pull this right there. I want the rough edges right there. Okay. We're going to take glue. Now this gets messy. So you want your silicone mat for sure. Add your glue on here. I add it on the rough edges. And you want a decent amount. I'm going to try and do this neatly. So I'm going to use a tissue, I think. No, I guess I'm not. Let me get a bigger white. I don't know if that's going to work very well. So we're going to do it. We're going to do it the messy way. All right. Now I'm going to take my finger. Oh, wait. Let's go with this one. I like to do a couple at a time. It's just, if you're going to get messy, you might as well get messy. All right, so you just have a little bit, and if you go over, it's okay. And you really don't have to tear them, but tearing them gives them that really pretty edge. All right, so we're going to put glue there, and then we're going to put glue over here on all the white torn part. And if it doesn't cover the whole thing, don't worry about it. Okay, you want to put a decent amount of glue. And now I'm just going to tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to tap all this because you're kind of picking up the excess. You're kind of flattening out the glue. Okay, I put a lot on there. Okay, so there we go. So what I'm going to do is lift this up. And lift this up. And let's try to wipe off a lot of it. It's going to have a little still on there, and that's okay. But I'm trying to be neat because we have more paper to do, right? All right. Sometimes you just got to be messy. All right, so we're going to lay this down after we dry this. All right, there we go. Now, I have this, which we had Christmas tags came in this kit some time ago. And it's smaller than a paper pumpkin box, so I kept it for my foil. So I'm going to open it up, and those are my, from last night, I had some in here. I don't like to use the crumbs. I like to use the larger flakes just because you get smoother gold on here. But sometimes it's hard, and it will stick to your nails, but it comes off. So don't worry about that. All right, so I'm just going to grab my pieces. I'm going to start right here because it's bigger, a bigger piece. And you're just going to lay it on there. Okay, I like to, like I said, find your bigger pieces and just lay them on there. It gives you a little smoother gold. Whereas if you stick little pieces on it, then it looks a little more like distressed gold, which is fine too. It kind of ends up looking like that a lot. All right, but if you can get large pieces to lay down, you'll get a nice, smoother looking piece. So it's whatever you want. I kind of do both. All right, so my hands are sticky now because I'm sticking it to the gold, so that's why the gold is sticking to me. So all you need is something that is sticky to hold it. And you don't want to do the heat and stick is different. The heat and stick is like embossing powder, and you would add it on there, and then you would heat emboss it, and then it stays sticky. So that's the difference. It's a lot neater than the glue, but you're still going to take your gold and put it on here, and don't sneeze. It will blow all over the place. And this is gold gilded leafing. Okay, so now I'm going to leave this one right here. Let's see how that sticks. This is what they use for gold when you want to put it on your nails, and then they put like that clear seal over it. And so you can do that to your nails and put clear polish over it. And add some sparkle. All right, so you want to just make sure you add. You don't want your glue to show through, so make sure. I'm going to add some more pieces, some larger pieces, because I like bigger pieces. The little pieces have their place and time, but I like to work with larger pieces. And there's so much in here. This is my first jar. I've had it forever. Oh, it could be my second jar because I think I did a class with this. So it could be my second jar, and I always keep it in the bag because it's still really messy. So I just put it in there to keep it out of my everything. All right, so now let's go back to here. And now you'll see this large piece. Just lay it down, tear it off, and move it down. Okay, tear it off, and there. So see the difference? That's a little more smooth, but it's not going to stay exactly like that anyway. So just put it on. My grandson came over today. He left his water bottle here yesterday, and that's the water bottle that he takes to school. And today was Wacky Wednesday, and he looked so cute. He had 2 different shoes on, 2 different socks. His hair was all spiked up, which I'm not sure why that was wacky because he wears it like that a lot. But it was just really cute. All right. Okay, so there's the next one. And we still have some work to do on those. Oh, no, I got to turn it around. So this is the slow process, is watching me do this part, but it's kind of how you got to see it done. This is the whole technique here. All right, we're going to just lay this all on there. Like I said, I like the larger pieces. I took a little piece of a sponge and put it in there because that's how I wipe it all off, and kind of so you don't have flakes coming all off everywhere. So Grayson is very excited about his cousin Addison coming. So, oh, and I don't know if I told you guys, but for those of you that sent cards to Addison, she doesn't need her tonsils out after all. The specialist said not yet. So I told her that some very nice people sent her cards, and she was very excited about it. And so I said, but they were for when you got your tonsils out. And she was like, but I'm not getting them out. Can I still get the cards? So she'll get them when she's here. So thank you to everybody that sent them. Now I have a grandson that's going to get tubes in his ears because he gets a lot of ear infections. Okay, so there's one more piece right here. All right, so now I just kind of push it down and make sure it's all there, and then we'll work on that in a minute. And now we have this piece. So I'm going to wipe my hands off again. Get rid of as much of this glue gold as I can. Thanks for the reality. I don't know why this weird heart thing is popped up on my text and I can't read your... Oh, there you go. Thanks for the reality. Like, oh, you are welcome. All right, let me see it now. I'm going to have gold everywhere, but all right, that's better. Okay, so now one more. So this one has quite a bit, so it's a little bit bigger. I'm not going to put as much glue on it, but you want to make sure you kind of get it covered. But when you smash it with your finger, you'll get a little more. And then we'll do this side. All right, so again, just kind of tap it like that, turn it, fan it out. You want to get it all over that edge of your paper. Oh, they are unique. He's had like 6 of them last year between swimmer's ear and just ear infections. And now he doesn't even feel them anymore. In fact, they sent him to a specialist so that they can say, look, he's had so many last year, so they could approve him to get tubes. And the doctor said, well, he actually has a double ear infection right now, and nobody knew. He doesn't even complain about it anymore. So the doctor's like, oh, for sure we need to put tubes in his ears. All right, so now I'm getting down to the bottom flakes, but that's okay. There's still some big ones in here. I'm just going to try and lay them on, or we'll be here all night. I want to make sure, you know, like I said, you don't have to cover up all of the white, but you definitely want to try to cover up the glue, whatever will stick. All right, so just kind of do the best you can. All right, let's turn it. Like I said, this is messy, so this is one of those types of techniques that you don't think, oh, I'll just do this really quick before I go back to doing this project. No, this is a clean off your desk, don't breathe kind of technique. But I'm telling you, this really adds a lot, and it does look different than Gold Emboss. So if you haven't done this before and you're thinking, well, why don't they just Gold Emboss instead? It's completely different, and it just looks so cool. And I think it's perfect with this paper. All right, so there we go. So I'm gonna wipe off what I can here. Turn it around. And the other thing about one of these boxes is if you use a box, you've got to be really careful when you close the lid, because it'll just poof all over. All right, so there's one. This has kind of dried a little bit, so I'm going to try and take some of this off. Okay, there's one spot right there. I'm going to add a little bit of glue because it's a big white spot right there. And I'm just going to take a leaf and put it right there. Let that dry a minute. And then we'll take these. Ooh. Okay, so if you get some up here like that where you don't want it and it kind of sticks, then what you want to do is take your eraser and just erase it. It'll come right off. All right, so I'm going to grab my, oh, here it is right here. It's getting low. It's getting smaller and smaller, so I keep losing it. I'm going to grab this. I have one here that's already got some gold on it. I'm going to take my sponge. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to put this right here. And I'm just going to go over it. It kind of burnishes it kind of into your project, but also takes off the extra that you don't need. Okay? So see how flat and shiny that looks now? All right, so now grab my next one. Again, just kind of go over it. I can see flakes just flying over here. All right, so there we go. You can burnish it in. That one has like a little, I have to push that down. There we go. All right, so there's the next one. Now this one right here has a little piece sticking out. I'm just gonna take that off right there. That's good. All right, so that one looks good. And now our last one, which is this one here. Again, whoa, oh wow, that was fun. All right, here we go. And then just kind of make sure it's burnished in, and that one's good. All right, so now I have gold everywhere because I just flipped it. That we don't need, this one we need. All right, so let me try to get rid of as much gold as I can. I'm going to close this carefully. I just close it really carefully, and I don't even push it all the way down until I'm done with everything, but we're going to move this out of the way. And we are going to have gold. All right, so let me just kind of kind of clean this up a little bit. All right. All right, that will be cleaned up later. Okay. Let me wipe my hands one more time. Hi, Barb, how are you? Yeah, I have another friend too that's not doing well in the stamping world too, so prayers for all of them. All right, so see now it's on my nail. I just take my other nail and kind of, you know, it'll come off, so especially since I just got my nails done. But all right, so there we go. Now let's bring in our white piece again. And now we're going to glue. Now I like to use liquid glue at this point because I want to make sure that I can move it around a little bit. So this is the gold side. So let's go ahead and add our glue. And I just go right above the gold. You don't have to lay that down. It's going to be, it'll be puffed up a little bit, and that's fine. So we're going to do this piece just like that. Okay, so this is 4, and this is 4 1/8, so by 5 3/4, and then this is 4 wide, and of course they're all different sizes. Thank you guys for joining up for classes and bingo. I appreciate that. All right, so now here we have this one. I'm going to look at it because it has text on it, and this one it says and moment, so it does go like this. So I'm going to, I think I was thinking it was going to go like this and leave us more purple. But I think if I go like this and like this, it's going to go all the way to the top, which is okay. So I'm going to do that. Ooh, look how pretty that would be on the other side too. So look at this paper, because this paper is great for this technique. But any paper you can use. But I liked the texture of this color, and that's why I decided to use the white. You know, even though you don't see the white, it kind of just gives us that pretty fun texture. So I'm going to do this one. You want it to line up on the left, then it will line up on the right. Okay, so it's 4 inches. All right, there we go. All right. Now let's get our purple. Uh-oh, where did it go? Huh. Okay, where did it go? I moved everything out of the way, and I think I moved my purple piece. That wasn't part of the, oh, it's on the reverse side, that's why. Okay, so we want to put our purple piece down because we want to have, so you want to lift this up before it completely sticks. Let's go ahead and add this piece. And we're going to put this down here, and we want it to come down like your regular layer on your card, right? Oops. There you go. Okay. I saw a question. Let me see. Watching from Ontario. I'm loving what you're doing with the gilded leaves. I guess I know what I'm doing tomorrow. Oh, good. Yeah, I'll have to make yourself a barrier because I have it everywhere now. Could you put glue on a stamp the paper, and put the gold leaf on it? Like, you know, I actually thought about that the other night and wondered. We will try it. So give me some time, and we'll try it at the end. All right, so now you're going to lay that down. No, you're not. You're going to lift this up again. Okay, so that's going to go down last. So you could add glue on there at the end. Let's add this one. I did think about that the other day. I was thinking more of words. Like, could you put the glue on the words and stamp them and then add the gold? So I'm sure you could. All right, we're gonna go, it does go this way because we need to cover that spot up, remember? So we're gonna go right under here. We want it to line up. So just play with your pieces, but you just want to make sure. I liked that I had this piece here open to put my sentiment. I could have made this piece a little bit bigger, and see how there's no gold right there, but I'm going to add a little tiny bit of glue. And I have like a piece of gold right here. Where's my gold? Oh shoot, I can probably find enough on my desk. We'll just add that on there. There we go. And we'll burnish that off in a bit. If you just pounce like that, you probably don't even have to do anything. Okay, so there's that. So now we have our panel. I'm trying to look at, I've got glue and gold everywhere. All right, so let me try and wipe this off. All right, so now we have our card. Now I already did, here is our pretty leaf, and I just pulled out a color that went with it. And you could, this one actually has a lot more, I'm gonna change the leaf. Or maybe I'll do two. I think I'm gonna bring out Pretty Peacock and do a leaf. This one didn't have very much Pretty Peacock on it, and so I chose not to do the Pretty Peacock, but I think on this one, let's bring this leaf right here. It's really a cool leaf. And I'm gonna die cut this really quick. Yeah, no, it doesn't. I think Versamark is sticky for just a little while till you put the powder on it, and eventually that would dry, so it doesn't really hold it. It's just enough to stay sticky so you can put your powder on it, and then you melt the powder onto your project. So I like this one better, but we could actually do two. But I have an idea. Let's try something here. All right, let's get creative. Let me see what I've got here. All right, so I'm going to try this leaf. It doesn't have its sticky thing on the back, but we're just going to go for it. You know what? I'm going to try the words instead. So let's try this. We're going to try the words. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat, and I'm going to try and stamp on this and put gold on it. So we're going to try and put glue on this. So let's do this. See if I have any left in here. Okay, yeah, of course I squeezes out. And now I don't have a sponge, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and we'll do it on a piece of paper too to try it. But what I want to try and do is add the glue to our stamp. And you don't want to push too hard because you want to keep your glue on there, right? So what I'm going to do first is we're going to do this. Now this is kind of lower over there. I'm just adding some letters, and it really doesn't matter because we want, I don't want to read it. I just want some fun gold on here. Okay, so there's that. And now, let's see. I have a lot of glue left, but all right, so let's just try that. Put that on a baby wipe so I can get the glue off. All right, so let's bring this back in. I'm going to move the card over. We'll finish that in a minute. And we're going to need more gold. Because I like I said, I like the larger flakes. It really doesn't matter. It's staying in the box, but I had some of this a long time ago before Stampin' Up started. In fact, I think I still have it. But, all right, let's try the leaf because it's going to go on our project. We're just going to lay this on here. And because it's so fine, it's a lot easier to do it with leaves versus not leaves. And then you can pull off the extra so you still have larger chunks. Okay. Let me add some up here. But now you're trying, you can see the shiny where the glue's at, so just make sure that you cover it because you don't want it to stay wet and sticky from glue. So see how they're much bigger pieces. Okay, so see how much it's stuck? So now, do this, hold it here, and it's a very delicate piece, so be careful. Now I would recommend washing your stamp right after because you know how our glue is pretty sticky and dries fairly quick. I stuck mine on a baby wipe, but I'm going to try and wipe it off real quick. All right, so this is, look how pretty that is. Okay, now I'm going to take this one, which I think I put the box on top of, but you'll get an idea. And this is where we stamped. Are you guys watching Sweet Magnolia? Did I hear right? I think I saw last night that it said it was 3rd season starts today. I'm hoping. That's my plan this week. In the middle of everything. Okay, let's see. That should be close enough. Kind of go different ways because all right. Look at that. You can almost read it. Isn't that cool? So yes, you can, but you've got to be careful to make sure you take this off of your stamp. So I'm going to wipe it the best I can right now. And it comes off pretty good, except then it gets in the grooves because I'm using words. So I'm just going to make sure that this stays right here, and then I'll finish that after the show. Okay. So yeah, that is a really cool background. Look at that. And that's just letters on words. I only watch YouTube and anime. I don't know what that is. The leaf die cut looks, oh yeah, I do. I like it too. All right, so let's not puff this all over again. Okay, so we're gonna do this one and we're not gonna put gold on it, and then we'll do that one and it has gold. Why not? Oh, let's do this. Oops. I like to try to get the glue off my silicone too, or at least kind of. All right, we'll move that out of the way. Let's finish this. All right, so I used glue. Yeah, our team Melanie sent cards to Debbie. Of course, I sent mine to Oregon before she told me, because I asked her where she was, but she hadn't answered yet. And I was like, well, this was when she first started. Not first, but. And then we shared with the team and everybody sent her cards. All right, so let's put this one down in the Berry Burst first. Why not, right? But before we get farther, I took the sentiment from the stamp set, which is here, you're a great friend, right here. And then I used our die cut in the set. And we're just gonna, I'm trying not to get gold on the dimensionals because they won't come off. I think I subconsciously wore a gold shirt. All right, and then I'm just going to put this right in here. All right, so we have that one. And then we're just going to put this one, and I'm going to kind of just move it over a little bit. And we're going to put all this right here. And we're just going to put this one over to the side a little bit. I want these to cross right about there. It's such a fine thing that I just didn't want to add dimensionals under it because we'd have to cut up the tiny ones, and so I'm just layering them on there. All right, so there's that. And now we can, let's add our, oops, there we go. I feel like I have sticky and gold everywhere, and that's kind of what this project is. But look how pretty it is. I mean, when somebody gets this card, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, look at all that. That's not embossing powder. What did they do? All right, so there's that, and that's not done yet. But let's do our inside. Because we have a colored inside, I don't always layer my white on anything else. I just put that on there, but I do want a piece of paper. I think this one goes this way, so that won't work. Let's see what I got. In my scraps, let's see. Oh, here we go. So I think this will be fine for the inside because it has it on the front too. And I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch like I always do. And then I have this scrap that I already cut, so we'll just use that. So we'll add this. I can't use my silicone mat because it's got glue all over on it. So. All right, so look at your words again. Make sure you're going the right way. You can barely see them in the background, but you want to make sure that they're going the right way, right? Everything is sticking to my fingers. But like I said, the heat and stick, get that. But if you don't have it, I just wanted to show you this way is a different way that you could do it. If you don't want to do the, maybe you don't heat emboss, you know, you don't have the heat and stick, which I highly recommend. But if you don't, you can still use glue. You can just use something that, you could even use seal, you guys. You could do one straight line of seal on a project. Like let's say on the outside, you just go straight down and you just want a line. You just do your seal. As long as it's something that stays. Move all my extra gold off. Okay. And I'm going to look. There's a little bit of gold right there. So you can take your eraser. It comes right off. If it's somewhere you don't want it, that's like I had a little glue right there. I'm just going to take that off. It picked up whatever was on my desk, I'm sure. All right, and then I think on this one, I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the Pretty Peacock. So we'll just put one here, and then a little one. And then I'm going to put little ones. I'm going to put one here. I kind of like to put them around the focal point, right there. And then I'll just put one here. So like this right here is the focal point. So you can get your sentiment and your little pieces here. The only thing left to do is I couldn't find a ribbon. I didn't find one that I wanted to color that I thought would go good with this. And so I decided to just do twine. But you could, and I did 4 this time, you could, you know, color a different ribbon. I didn't want anything too big, so that's why I went with just the regular linen here, which I love. So I think this can pretty much go on any project, except my gluey hands are having trouble tying a knot. There you go. Thank you, Cheryl. I'll just look at the gold leafing, otherwise it would be all over the place. Yeah, it would, Deborah, but it's so much fun to play with. All right, let's see. And other great cards, thank you, Mar. Oh, you're welcome, Deborah. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. All right, so then a glue dot, of course, is plenty to hold onto your, I'm going to do this instead of my finger so that it actually sticks, because I have a lot of stuff on my hand. All right, and then I like to just cut it to the bottom of the page, whatever, so you still have long loops. So there you go. So here's the first one, but look how different they look. So here's the first one. This one, we added a little bit different. This one has a little more blue. It was the top part of this piece. This one is that same, you get a 12 by 12 that has that all the way across. So it looks like you did a lot of work right there. You could even go in with your glue and do a line to make it look like you really tore up all those papers if you wanted. I like to make this one piece underneath longer so that you can put your, have a good place to put your sentiment. The other thing is this is one piece of paper. So you have this and this. That's all you have on the top. And then you have this one just to add another little print in there. And then this is one piece, and we went ahead and put this underneath this one. But you can still see your gold here, and then you can see your writing from this paper right here. So just make sure you layer them all out. Make sure that everything kind of goes right on top of each other so that you can, you know, make it fit. And there you go. So this one has more Pretty Peacock, and I love adding the gold to the leaf. That was a lot of fun. There's a little bit better, closer look. If you wanted to, you could take your sentiment even and add a strip of gold right across the bottom and add it. I mean, you can add and do a lot to it. Now I feel like this is missing the gold, but anyway, there's some different ideas for you. I like both of the colored leaves. Yeah, I like having the two on there too. The card reminds me of sunset on a mountain range in the desert. So pretty. Oh, thank you, Hockey. You're most welcome to stay in Debbie's room too. Oh, I love that you are brave and show us the gold leafy, Marcie. Oh, Melanie, no problem. I'll be cleaning it up for a while, but the picture you painted of Perth is great for me too. Just so pretty. Oh. Yeah, Melanie, please tell her we're all praying for her and we're hoping that she gets better. I can't even imagine that she's got pneumonia on top of everything else. Oh, Nicole, you are right. Getting glitter in your eye. If you get glitter in your eye, that's like the worst ever because that scratches and it hurts. Oh, let me scroll back down here. Oh, I'm so glad you guys liked it all. Let's see. Of all the DSP, this one is my fave. Great card, Marcie. Oh, I like this DSP too a lot, Nicole. I have a lot of it. I have some other projects coming up with it, but I can't share them for a while because they're going to be, I'm actually not doing them until April, so you'll see it after that. But I did order a lot of that paper. And then I just ordered like a bunch of paper this month, DSP. I should have ordered it last month, but I didn't know what my projects were going to be, and now I do, and now, oh well, you know, that's how it goes. What kind of eraser did you use to take off the glue? We used to sell these. They're called a gum eraser. They get really dirty because there's glue on them, but like I've even cut the corners off because they get really bad, but it's just a gum eraser. You can find it on Amazon. And it looks just like that, a little yellowy square eraser. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Thanks, Cheryl. I have lost 47 pounds since February. So I've been working very hard at it. I exercise in the morning and then I go swimming most mornings. But, and I'm also doing high protein, low carb, you know, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, Carol, I did hear the dollar store had them too. Let's see, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything of all the DSP. Okay, I can't wait to get into my craft room tomorrow. Oh yeah, Elfie, that would be a great to add on to a Christmas card. I would do all your cards and then do the gold last if you're just going to add an accent. If you're going to do like Christmas paper and cut it and do that, then I would get them all cut. I would get them all torn and layered on your paper so you know what's going on what card, so you know that you've got the right fit and everything, and then do all your gold at one time. So you can do that. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to, oh, okay, I read that part. Thank you, Carol. Thanks, Cheryl. That much kudos. Oh, you're awesome. And it shows your, oh my gosh. I'm feeling so much better. It's crazy. It is really crazy. Thank you, Mary. Oh yeah, vacation. I came back and I had lost a half a pound, but I walked a lot. So yeah, with vacation, I for sure. Oh, thanks, Melanie. I was a little concerned about it because I had crepes and I had dessert. You know, when you're on a cruise, you gotta have dessert. So, but of all my meals, I didn't eat everything. I had a little bit of everything. And I said, I'm on vacation. I wasn't going to worry about it. But we walked so much before the cruise. So in Paris and London, we just walked and walked and walked. And stairs, ton of stairs. If I hadn't lost some weight before I went and then did that, I probably would have died. It was horrible. But even, I was still, it was a lot of stairs. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Carol. It is a very hard thing to do. It's funny because I get on these kicks and I just go for it. And then when I'm done, I'm like, because we did keto for years. But I like to eat what I want to eat. And so my thought this time is, like on the cruise, I ate what I wanted. I'm also doing Supernatural. I don't know if you guys know what it is, but if you look it up on YouTube, it's with a MetaQuest. It's a virtual reality, and it's a headset. And then you can box. You can do. It's called Flow, and it's kind of like you've got these laser. What do they call those? Ooh, like on Star Wars. but they're like baton bats, and then you hit these anyway. So that's what I've been doing, and it's a lot of fun, and I like it because I can do it in my living room. When I was in Germany, we did do a lot of walking. I ate more and lost weight. Yeah, Elfie, that's exactly. I went to Paris and London, Dublin and Norway, and we walked a lot, and a lot of stairs. So that helped me for sure. It is smaller portions for sure too, but I try to watch what I'm eating. Like if I want potato chips, do I really want those potato chips, or would I rather have a little chocolate chip cookie? So I kind of pick and choose my battles, but I don't deprive myself. So that's the thing. But I do have a protein shake that helps me a lot. So anyway, so yes, thank you so much for commenting. That was very nice. And anyway, so that is it. If you guys are interested in bingo or my classes, they're linked below. I mentioned them at the beginning, showed a little sneak peek on some. Bingo is going to be a lot of fun. I've got 3 cards made. Also, if you're doing the Hey Chuck class, I'm doing some fancy folds. And so if you have stylish shapes, that would be fantastic because you're going to need them. And so, but you can do without if you don't have them. But if you were to get some shapes or some dies, I would get those for sure because I use them a lot. But if you don't, that's okay. We have alternatives for it, so don't worry about it. You can easily do the projects without them. But because it's a technique, you kind of have to die cut something afterwards. Anyway, you are so welcome. I lost 40 by stopping chips. Carol, you know what? If people would just stop, I stopped soda years ago. Like, my kids were in high school, so my son is 33 and my daughter is 36. And I can't even believe that. But in high school, I was like, no, they were in high school, not me. When they were in high school. And I was like, no more soda. I'm not buying soda anymore. So I stopped. Oh, you are so welcome. But yeah, stopping soda alone. And I stopped Starbucks Frappuccinos and I went to iced tea. So anyway, that has helped me tremendously too. But I stopped that years ago and it didn't seem to help me very much. But it does help for sure. Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. I would really appreciate a thumbs up. I hope you guys give it a try. If you do, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and like because August is going to be a little crazy and I might just pop on a day that's not normal. Also, go to my Facebook page, Marcie Besecker Designs. Make sure you like that page and follow that page. That way, when I post updates, you get them. And last thing, don't forget today is the only day for the stamp sale. So if you are interested in anything, don't forget to grab it today so you can get it at a discount. All right, everybody, have a fantastic night, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye, everybody.